Cause the way the real rappers being real was self. Might not haven't seen the glory of the coming to the left. I can't do it by myself, so I'm asking for help. It's time to switch it up, put the hip shit on the shelf. Cause the way the real rappers being real was self. Might not haven't seen the glory of the coming to the left. I can't do it by myself, so I'm asking for help.
Like Kanye West says, having money is not everything, not having it is. No, they that God gives us the ability to create wealth. No, it's the love of money that's you know, money so much, he doesn't go to work. Yeah, it's not
Hey, Ruthie.
I'm just trying to leave a legacy for money. That's not everything, but when you got it, you can do some cool stuff. Now, your host for Talking Money in the Morning, financial health mentor to the working class, Cortez.
Good morning, Black world, and welcome to Talking Money in the Morning Live with your main man, H. Cortez, the one and only financial health mentor to the Black community, everybody's favorite fatherpreneur, where I do my absolute best to bring practical, proven wealth building strategies to working men and women all over this great nation of ours. It is truly an honor, privilege, and a blessing to come to you live and direct from the Black Billionaires Club studio here in St. Louis, Missouri, and the Generational Wealth Building Conference going down in Atlanta, GA, April 6th through the 8th. Again, that's the Generational Wealth Building Conference going down in Atlanta, Georgia, April 6th through 8th. Guys, the game plan is to learn how to build generational wealth. I, for a long time, thought I was the only one thinking about building a legacy for my family, only one trying to break the chains of getting out of corporate America and helping other people do the same thing. Well, guess what? I was not the only one. And I started to connect with and collaborate with other like-minded people. Well, guess what? The Generational Wealth Building Conference is just that. You're able to go and connect with a bunch of people. And what Evan has done, he's smart in doing what we call edutainment. So when you bring a bunch of Black folks together and you want to teach them about something as powerful as building generational wealth, you have to also entertain them to keep them engaged. Now, I know that sounds silly, but that's just how it works. So we have to figure out what's working. So edutainment works. So you're going to have a good mix of powerful educational material on the subjects of building wealth, from investing, crypto, real estate, life insurance, all of that stuff. But you're also going to have some cool poets and some musicians, and the children will have a youth workshop, and they're going to have some entertainment as well for the whole weekend. $99, man. So I want you to go to wealth.joincorteznow.com. Wealth.joincorteznow.com. Grab your tickets throughout Black History Month. You can grab your tickets for just $99. So I think you're going to be blown away. But if you're saying, hey, I've got some other engagements, I can't attend the whole weekend, well, still jump over to wealth.joincorteznow.com, and you'll see that you can purchase tickets a la carte for the particular sessions that you are interested in. So help support this mission, man, because I think this has the opportunity to be really, really big for us. And we're going to come out of this thing with some partnerships, with some directives and initiatives and some conglomerates, because we're looking to work with each other. We're just going to come and get to know each other, and it's going down, man. So that's the Generational Wealth Building Conference presented by the Black Billionaires Club, man. So make sure that you get your tickets. Now, do me a huge favor. If you're checking us out on YouTube, go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you have not already subscribed to the channel. And make sure you rate the show as well. I don't care if it's a thumbs up or thumbs down, but just go ahead and make sure that you rate the show. I would certainly appreciate that if you did so. And then engage with the show, man. Leave me some comments. I can see your comments live on the feed today. So let me know where you're from, what part of the country you're tuning in from, and the name of your business or your brand that you're building. Same for you guys on Facebook. Go ahead and hit the share button. And you guys know that that's the price of admission for Free Business Coaching Fridays. You get free business coaching from me, and all you have to do is share the stream today. And if you want to give me a few thumbs up, likes, and hearts, I'd appreciate that too. But most importantly, man, just make sure you share and get this information in front of more and more people. A couple real big announcements for me, man. Today is the day, guys, that we start our new show, Hustle in Love, man. A lot of people ask, Cortez, how do you just keep pushing? How are you so consistent? How do you keep your drive? How do you keep your focus? How do you keep your energy up? Well, I'm going to introduce you to her today on our brand new show called Hustle in Love. Yep, that's right. I do what I do, man, because of the little lady that supports me, man, my sugar. So I get to introduce you guys to the world. So we're going to be working together as we start to build our media empire. And this is the second iteration of a show for us. It's called Hustle in Love. Well, we're going to be talking about all things faith, all things hustle, all things love, all things family, all things relationship. You guys are going to get to take an inside look. And you guys are going to get to follow us as we build this billion-dollar empire. But you also get to hear from the queen, man, how she holds it all down. I am only able to do what I do because of who she is and what she does. And I'm going to introduce her to y'all. So when you're done today, go over to Hustle in Love on Facebook, Hustle in Love on YouTube, subscribe to that channel, and also Twitter and Instagram. It's also Hustle in Love on all social media outlets, man. And you guys will get to see my branding and marketing expertise in full swing, because you'll notice right now that those brands are just they're beginning. So you're going to get to see me build a social media presence. You're going to see me build our marketing presence. You're going to see me build our SEO. You're going to see me build our website from scratch around Hustle and Love. So if you want to test me and see if what I teach in Monetize My Life Academy really works, you're going to see me do that from scratch. So stick around, man. And today's show is also brought to you by the Black Wealth Movement. If you guys want to build wealth, just text Black Wealth Movement to 314-874-6887. Bonnie Babazelle is over on YouTube. She says, looking forward to the new show. And it's going to air on a local internet radio station here. It's called KOVLradio.com. KOVLradio.com from 12 to 2 p.m. every Friday. That's the radio piece. But the reality show piece is you guys get to see the behind the scenes of how we hustle and how we chase our boys around, and we got kids all over the place, and how the businesses all come together, how we keep the relationship tight, how we take care of our parents. And man, you guys are in for a treat. So let's get down to it, man. I've got a couple questions already. I'm not going through my normal intro, but y'all know this show is for risers and grinders, and it's not for poop butts. All right. Y'all know that you're looking at a future billionaire. If you've never seen one before, geez, take a look. All right, here we go. Let's go. Ronald says, I am going to update my W-4 at work other than using my business EIN. What do you suggest? So really what you have to do, Robert, when it comes to the W-4 is you just have to really pay attention to reading each line and just answer the questions how they apply to you. Some of those questions are not worded the best. Some of those questions are actually worded in a way of discouraging you from putting the correct answer. So for instance, I think it's question 2 or 3. Man, my desk is so junky. I thought I had a W-4 form right here on my desk. Let me see. I might have one. Actually, I do. So now, let me just go through a few things with you guys real quick. So for instance, you'll enter 1 for yourself if no one else can claim you, right? That's easy. And it says enter 1 if you're single and have only 1 job. Enter 1 if you're married and your spouse does not work. So if your spouse doesn't work, you just put 1 there. Then it says enter 1 for your spouse. And then it gets tricky. It says, but you may choose to enter 0 if you're married and you have either a working spouse. No, if you're married, put 1 for your spouse, right? That's how it tricks people. D, it says enter the number of dependents. Now, most people, when they think about this form, they only think about dependents. No, this form is about allowances, not dependents. A dependent is someone that you take care of, but an allowance is things that an exception or a deduction based on the tax code itself. So it says enter number of dependents. Then it says enter one if you're a head of household. If you are married, you're not head of household. Head of household is a single status. Read the top of the form for any instructions if you need clarity. If you pay $2,000 or more, independent child care, you will put 1 on the form. Now, this does not include child support. Child care is, are you paying before school care, after school care? Or are you paying daycare expenses for your children, right? Fill this form out according to how it applies to you. It's different for everybody, so I can't just give you a blanket number to put on this form. Fill it out according to how it applies to you. Then it says if you qualify for child tax credit. Here's another one that a lot of people are losing money on, because what it says is you're going to enter 2 for each eligible child, and less 1 if you have 2 to 4 children, and less 2 if you have 5 or more. So for instance, I have 5 children, and when I was on my job last, we did qualify for earned income credits because the combined income of my wife and I was less than the qualification threshold. So that means I would enter 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, right? 2 for each eligible child, then less 2 if you have 5 or more children. So I would end up with 8 allowances just for line G alone. How many of you guys got any allowances on line G? Most of you don't, because you didn't understand that question. You didn't think it through, and you just said, I'm going to skip that one. I got 4 dependents, so I'm just going to skip that one and leave it at 4 dependents. No, if you got 4 dependents, then that means you have 4 dependents on line D, and then on line G, if you qualify for earned income credits, you enter 2, 4, 6, 8, subtract 2, and you have 6 on line G. A lot of y'all are messing up on this form, and it's killing you, and you're overpaying taxes, and then you celebrate when you get a tax refund. Like it's some sort of reward. No, that's your money back. But here's the thing. You're getting a tax refund of maybe 1/3 of the money that came out of your check all year long. So they might have taken $10,000, $12,000 out of your check, and you might get a $3,000 tax refund. Well, if you had your W-4 form adjusted properly, they might have taken $2,000 or $3,000 out of your check. That means $8,000 would have been in your household all year long. So you got to understand this form, right? Page 2 of the form, again, answer the questions how it applies. If you have a business, on line 4, you put an estimate of what your business tax deductions might look like for 2018. And you total up all of your allowances, not your deductions, and then you would turn that thing into your job. Now, I do that line by line for you for $15 if you want me to really go over you and your situation personally. But that's a general overview for everybody, right? You guys know how I just give free value, man. It's just, it is what it is, man. I mean, I'm gonna win whether I charge everybody for every little thing or not. So, all right. So Larry says marketing strategies. Tell me again, Larry, what it is that you do, and we can come up with some marketing strategies. Not just me, but there's other people on the stream. Wealth Building Movement is in the building. What's up, Shanny? Black Wealth Movement, fam, Savannah, Georgia, stand up. Absolutely. Bethany is in the house. We got Mona Johnson. Johnson Family Legacy is in the building. Henry Dorsey, Office Huddle Print Shop is in the house. You guys saw that my new business cards, man. Office Huddle Print Shop laid them out, man. So if you need business card upgrades, they do some great work, man. So check them out. So question from SB Essential Oils and Southern Butterfly Entertainment. Did you see Mamie Bridges' 30 for 30 video? They told me they had an editor. It made their video come out crisp and clean. Do you know someone who can work with me on my videos? I do know a couple videographers, Bethany, here locally. I don't know if they can work with you in where you are. I'm not sure. But yeah, we'll talk about that offline. But I think I've got a couple people in mind that can help you with that. So Matic is in the building. Personal economy coach is in the building. Got a hot one coming today for your tax game 101. Who got your money and what you're waiting for to get it. Personal economy coach brings good value as well. If you're not following him, go ahead and check him out. Wilderness Wellness Solutions. It says we want to help people get mentally and physically stronger, man. That's powerful, man. And you know what's funny? I saw somebody post yesterday after the shooting in Florida, and our heart goes out to those people. Says, you know, they need metal detectors in the schools and the suburbs, right? And some of those places. And I thought about that because you don't get mass shootings in the inner city schools, in the Black communities, in the urban schools, right? And when I saw it, they said metal detectors. I said they might need mental detectors, right? Not just metal detectors. That'd be cool to stop people from bringing guns in those schools, but they might also need mental detectors. We might need to start detecting what's going on with these babies, man, and why they are so angry and why they want to hurt everybody, right? So just a man and his thoughts, right? It's one man and his thoughts. But I love that. I want to help people get mentally and physically stronger. And it's funny, man, because they don't want, and they know the psychology, they don't want their schools to look like prisons, but they go above and beyond to make our schools look like prisons. But we're not getting mass shootings and stuff in our schools, but they are, because it's just different, man. So, and I think someone said it was 18 mass shootings in schools in 2018 already, and we're not even 2 full months in, right? Yeah, when I shine, you shine. All right, so y'all know the deal, man. Go ahead and ask your questions. I don't know if my man is still on who asked the marketing question. I'm just trying to get some clarity on what type of marketing strategies are you looking for. Tell me what it is that you do. I would say this, just general marketing strategies. Incorporate video into what you do. People today, what reality TV has done, and social media and private video and private media has done, is it causes people to want to know the people behind the brand, right? So people see this shirt, I am hustle, right? And they want to know the person behind the brand, which is me. So you guys go to hustlebrand.com if you want to grab you some cool hustle apparel, right? And that's Hustle Brand with no vowel. So HSTLBRND.com. Hustle Brand. If you want some cool hustle apparel. So it says, I run a cannabis-based clothing line. Absolutely. So that is hot to death, Larry. So you absolutely need to be in front of video all the time, teaching people what this is and why your cannabis-based clothing line. Now, when you say cannabis-based, is it just designs of cannabis, or is it also clothes made from hemp? Because that would be super hot. If your clothes were made from hemp fabric and they use cannabis-based logos, designs, and imagery, that would be hot to death, bro. You might want to get with some of our Canadian friends, man, and get you some hemp clothing, hemp fiber, hemp material imported, and start producing some hemp t-shirts, some hemp sweatshirts, and adding your cannabis. He said, yes, sir, that's it. So you need to educate people on that. See, people don't know, Larry, that hemp fiber lasts longer than cotton. So people need to be educated on that. Hemp fiber is one of the strongest fibers for fabric that exists on the planet. You can take a cotton t-shirt and a t-shirt made from hemp, and you can wash them both 1,000 times, and you will see the difference in the durability of the hemp fabric versus the cotton fabric, right? Same is true with the bleach. You can bleach the cotton fabric, and you guys know what happens when you bleach cotton too many times. It starts to deteriorate. Hemp fabric on the other. See, Larry didn't know I was down with the hemp fabric, man. You need to be teaching people that, Larry, and then showing them the designs that you put on the hemp-based clothing line. People need to know that. See, what you have to do is you have to, now I'm going to give y'all this one for free. What you have to do is, in every brand that you build, what makes the brand sustainable is your ability to build a culture around the brand, right? So you guys don't know much about my I Am Hustle t-shirt brand because we were waiting on the Hustle and Love show to launch. And now we're going to roll out the Hustle brand line with I Am Hustle, the show, the radio show on koblradio.com, and the reality show via all of our social media, right? So you absolutely need to start teaching the differences between hemp and cotton and some of these other fabrics, and why you might want to invest that route for clothes that are durable, especially for people who are in low income situations. And we all have worn hand-me-downs before. Well, guess what, man? There are clothing in the U.S. archives that were made from hemp, and you're talking about clothing that's 200 years old and it's still in pristine condition, right? And I'm not talking about just they made it and they just put it in the museum. No, they made it, and these clothes were worn on farms and stuff for 50 years, and then they put it in the museum. And moss hadn't eaten it up; they not deteriorate. So you need to be educating, Larry, people on the differences in that, and you start building a tribe around your brand. And there's a tribe that already exists for those who are fighting for the legalization of not just marijuana, but also hemp, because it's still illegal to grow hemp here in the United States. And if you want to see something cool, I know Larry is already on this, but for those of you who want to see something cool, go look up the documentary Hemp Revolution. I think that's what it's called, Hemp Revolution. And it just goes through the history of hemp, but it also teaches on the many uses of hemp. We could be making biodegradable plates, cups, and bowls. Hemp can actually replace everything that's made of plastic, and it's biodegradable, and it goes back into the earth, right? It says pristine shield supports medicinal marijuana. Yep. So it's a powerful thing, man. You have to create a tribe around. It's just hard for me to get the blend of fabrics to make a great shirt. Are you dealing with the Canadians, man? They are, you know, it's hemp is legal in Canada. So I know a lot of people who are dealing with hemp fabrics are importing from Canada. Now, I don't know any of the importers, but I know that they have a lot of export of hemp material, hemp fabrics from Canada, man. So you might have to start making some partnerships with some of those folks up there, man. They got a lot of hemp brands up there. But yeah, that's good stuff, man. I love that. Who else, man? Who else? I appreciate that, man. This is kind of what we do. Let me hit you with our quote of the day real quick before we get too far into the show. Keep your questions coming, though. Keep your questions coming, right? So Larry says, no Asian sites. Yeah, check with the Canadians, man, because you know it's legal. They grow hemp there legally, and they're doing all sorts of things with hemp, not just the material, but like I said, hemp can literally replace everything that is made of plastic. Hemp can replace all of the things that we make paints and dyes with that could be made with hemp oils. So there is some serious pushback from old money that's keeping hemp illegal in the States. You know, folks like the DuPonts and folks like that, is rumored that they are some of the folks who initially called for the ban when they started to develop their plastics and their resins and things of that nature. They helped lobby to get hemp banned because all of those things were originally made from hemp oils and that kind of stuff, man. So today's quote of the day: too much truth. Black folk love white supremacy. How do we know? Because we finance our oppression every day. Now, I know what you said, Cortez. I don't love no white supremacy. Black folk love white supremacy. You say you don't, but we finance our oppression every day. From my man ERGJ and the Black Billionaires Club, guys, if you don't have a copy of this book right here, you don't have a copy of this book right here, you're missing out. So go to theblackbillionairesclub.com, grab yourself a copy of this book, and you also get a free course on how to Bitcoin, free introduction into cryptocurrency and what Bitcoin is all about. But this book is a study of the 12 Black billionaires on the planet today. We're talking about these people are still alive. You can learn from what they have gone through, what they've accomplished, what industries they're in, all of that stuff. You can learn from these people today, and you can start mimicking and imitating what these people are doing if you're going to be a billionaire. And you guys see that I'm involved in media. So who am I trying to imitate on this list? It's the queen, right? It's the queen. So again, too much truth. Black folk love white supremacy. How do we know? Because they finance their own oppression every single day. Every single day. And this ain't a knock on those of you who going to see Black Panther this weekend. But just be careful, man, because what you do with your money. You know, I was sharing this with my sons one time. We was going to get something to eat after church. You know, when I do that on Sundays, we always go to a Black-owned restaurant because I want them to not only know the Black-owned restaurants in the area so that when their friends are ready to go grab a bite to eat after prom, or they're ready to go grab something to eat after a game, I at least want them to say, hey, there is a Black-owned restaurant that we can go over here instead of going to IHOP. Dad, what's wrong with IHOP? See, one of the things that we don't know is why IHOP might hire Black people, right? We know that they have a wait staff. What we don't know is where the profits of coming from IHOP is going. We don't know what kind of campaigns they're funding. We don't know if they're you know, supporting Margaret Sanger's abortion clinics. We don't know if they're supporting, you know, the genocide of Black people. We don't know if they're supporting the school to prison pipeline. What I do know, though, is I spend my money with a Black-owned restaurant. I know that that money is going to send another Black kid to college. I know that that money is going to put another Black roof over a Black family's head. Right? So you got to be careful with where you put your money, because where you put your money, you're also putting your power. As much as we have been taught through the churches and our spiritual walks that, you know, we shouldn't be focusing on money and all that stuff, money is important, man. You have to focus on it. And I like to say it like this: what does it matter if I spend 10 years of my life just going hardcore to get wealthy? If I just go hardcore to get wealthy for 10 years, during that 10-year span, everybody around me is going to beat me up and say, man, you just work too much, man. That's all you're doing is focus on money. That's all you ever talk about is money, 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 money. That's all during that 10-year span. But then you look at somebody's lifespan and you say, wait a minute, 10 years out of 100 was just 10% of my life. I took 10% of my life and I focused on getting money as an issue out of the way for me. Yes, when I was going through it, I might have missed the prom. I might have missed a few ball games. I might have not been able to take my wife out and on vacations as much. But that 10-year span, we focus on getting money as an issue out of the way. That was just 10% of my life. You got to keep things in proper perspective, man. You got to keep things in proper perspective. All right, so let me make sure that, all right, let me make sure we get all questions handled. And then also always give me the name of your business and your brand when you ask your questions. Is the Black Billionaires book available everywhere, even in Africa? It is. In fact, Evan Jefferson is an international bestseller. He will get you this book in Africa. You have to go directly through him, because what he has done is he self-published and he self-distributes. So he makes all his money, right? He makes all of his money. So I will tag him and connect him to your post after we're done. I will tag him in your comment when we're done today, so you make sure that you can get with him and get a copy of that book. But yes, yep, it's available online. He also has direct contacts with people in Africa, but I don't know who those people are. You would need to contact Evan Jefferson and ask him directly. Yes, absolutely. All right, so come on, man. Where are your questions at? Is there not anything that you need help with to grow your business and your brand, to take your business to another level, to take your brand to the next level? Anything that I can help you with, anything that can take your finances to the next level, right? Anything whatsoever. I'm here to help, man, but I can't help if I don't know what you need help with, right? So we will recap this week's shows. If you do not have a question, and I didn't write them down for this week, so let me just real quick go over to my YouTube channel and let's take a look at what we did this week in terms of shows. Question: how do you apply the 5 P's, coach? Can you give me an example? Yes, that is good. So this is a question from those of us who are building network marketing businesses. How to, this is, okay, so I got one from Brian as well. All right, so how do you, if you're building a network marketing business, my coach is one of the baddest network marketing coaches on the planet. He's hit the top of 5 different network marketing companies and has always been a top producer every network marketing company he's built. And he developed a system called the 5 P's, where you prospect, peak and pass, present, plug in, and promote. So Brandy is asking, Bethany is asking, how do you use or apply the 5 P's? Well, on Facebook, on social media, you're applying the 5 P's all the time. But what most people are trying to do on Facebook and social media with their network marketing company is they are trying to close people into their business on social media. That's not how it works. I have very little success closing people from my social media because I have a funnel system set up. But what happens is you put out a piece of content that piques someone's interest, right? You put out a piece of content that will pique someone's interest. So that's the peak. So everybody on social media is prospect. So that's number 1, prospect. So everybody on social media is prospects. Now you put out a piece of content so you can sort those prospects, because everybody might want extra money, but not everybody wants extra money in a financial industry like ours. Not everybody wants extra money in your network marketing company. So when you pique their interest, you sift and you sort the people. So if I put out a piece of content that says stop losing $200 to $600 a month in taxes, now the interest of people who are being killed on their taxes on their paycheck, they're like, man, I need to check this out. So I piqued their interest. Now I need to pass them to something that's going to get them more information. So as you notice, if you look at the description in this video, it says stop overpaying taxes. So I pique your interest with that link. You click on that link and it passes you to a website where you can get a full presentation, right? That is a full presentation. So you got a prospect, you piquing their interest, and you pass them to a tool, anything other than yourself. So I pass them to a Brian Bean presentation. And they click on the link and they get to a presentation that tells them all about what it is that we do, right? And once they get presented to, I have a couple of choices. If they have questions, I plug them into a three-way call where they can get questions from, again, someone other than myself. Now, I can answer a lot of questions, so I plug them into a call with me. If you're new, you'll plug them into a call with your upline or someone who is helping you build your network marketing business. If they don't have questions and they're ready to get started, then you plug them into your system. You plug them into your system, right? And then once they get plugged in, you make sure you promote the very next thing. So social media is easy. You put up content that piques people's interest all day. They comment more information. Now you present to them your presentation, your overview. You get them on a sizzle call, a conference call, a webinar, or something to get them more information. And then you either plug them into a call where they can get their questions answered, or you plug them into the system if they're ready to get started. And then you promote the very next thing. Like we are promoting right now our next major event in Atlanta, which is Game Changer, July 13th through the 15th, right? And those of you who want to get tickets at the discount price, make sure you inbox me, because today at midnight is the last day that we can get them at that special price, right? So that's kind of how it works. But when you're dealing with social media, you prospect, you peek and pass, and then you get them off of Facebook and you get them on a phone call with you. So you started online and the goal is to get them offline and on a phone call, right? Hopefully that helped, Brandy. So Brian says, what stocks to invest in, right? So I'll take a page out of Dr. Boyce Watkins' book. It's not necessarily what stock to invest in, right? And I don't invest in individual stocks. But he often cites this study of monkeys throwing darts at a board that had a bunch of companies listed on it, and they would just throw darts, and randomly the darts would obviously hit on stocks randomly, and they would buy those stocks. And they compared the monkeys' results with the results of professional stock pickers and traders, and the monkeys did equally as well. It's not about what stocks. It's a matter of if you're investing and if you're consistently contributing to your investments and you're in it for the long haul, right? Because you got to think about it. A stock in this particular time, you're investing in a stock on a secondary market. So all of the major money has been made. See, if you don't understand, pre-IPO, IPO, then you're buying stocks in the secondary market. So right now, a share of Disney stock is $106, right? Probably going to go up a little bit because of the Marvel movie, right? $106. But if you buy that share of Disney stock at $106, you're not going to get rich next year, the year after that, the year after that. That share of Disney stock is going to creep up over time. But if you hold that share of stock for 20 years and you're continuously buying more stock every time you get paid, that's what's causing the value to go up. So one stock, when it goes up, it might go up 50 cents. But next month you own 2 stocks and it might go up a quarter. But in the month after that, you own 3 stocks and it might go up a dime. But as you're continuing to buy the stocks and each stock you own is creeping up little by little, you'll look up in 20 years and you'll have yourself a nice nest egg. Here's what I recommend though. Here's what my mentors are coaching me on. They said, Cortez, it's cool that if you wanted to buy some individual stocks, that's cool. But the first thing that you need to do is fix your taxes so you're not overpaying. Second thing you need to do is get yourself out of debt. Once you get yourself out of debt, then you want to make sure you fix your credit. So if you ever have to borrow money, then you don't have to borrow it at higher interest rates. And then once you've gotten that under control, make sure you're putting some money to the side to build you an emergency fund. And then from there, don't necessarily go and start investing in other people right now. Invest in your business. And what is the goal for me investing in my business? The goal for me investing in my business is to get to the point where I am an accredited investor, so that I start getting those calls. Like a lot of people got those calls before Facebook went public. A lot of people got calls before Twitter went public. We didn't get those calls, right? So I think everybody, if you're working a job and you're living check to check, or if you're working a job and you don't have a lot of disposable income, I think really, I think you really should focus on cash flow and increasing your cash flow as much as possible. I'm on pace to grow my business by the end of the year to about 15 to 20 grand per month. Then I will take $5 grand a month and invest in paper assets. I'll take $5 grand a month and put it to the side and start investing in real estate and other real estate development opportunities. But cash flow should be your number one focus. And if you're in debt, then getting out of debt should even precede your focus on creating more cash flow. In fact, you're creating cash flow to speed up your debt elimination process. Hopefully that works. But there is an opportunity with Black Mama Tea and Cafe. Black Mama Tea and Cafe. You can actually get involved in her company in pre-IPO phase for $500. So check out wefunder.com/Black Mama Tea and Cafe. If you got $500 to throw that way, you can absolutely do that. And that's one of the things that Obama done with the Jobs Act. He allowed these companies who are looking to take their companies public, he allowed them to crowdfund with everyday people that are not accredited investors. So you can check that out as well. But I would recommend getting your cash flow way up, getting yourself out of debt and all that kind of stuff. All right. So woodshop.com is my e-commerce business. I'm looking to increase sales. So if you're building an e-commerce business, you have to ask yourself, where does sales come from? Sales come from traffic. So when you say you want to increase sales, you're really saying you want to increase traffic, right? I've got a great bundle of courses, ebooks, and private coaching that you can get from me for $47, right? You get 10 courses, 9 ebooks, and 2 private coaching sessions. And a lot of those courses and ebooks are on how to increase your traffic to your site. Have you niched your site down, Steve? Chances are you sell a lot of different stuff, but you take 1 or 2 products and you drive all of your traffic to those 1 or 2 products. You have to niche your site down. You don't have to niche the site down. You have to niche your marketing down, right? You can sell a bunch of different stuff, but you should only be driving traffic and focusing on driving traffic to 1 or 2 products, creating your SEO for around 1 or 2 products. And then you set your site up so when someone comes and buys those 1 or 2 products, then your site should automatically recommend related products. And then people will see that, hey, oh, he's got all kinds of stuff on his site. And then they'll start bookmarking your site and they'll start coming, all the time, right? Yeah, it says this word, let's do it. Say, I'm not niched yet. Yeah, I said that wrong. You don't niche your site down. So for instance, you'll notice that Walmart sells everything. But a lot of times you'll see a Walmart commercial, and that commercial is about a couple specific products that they have at Walmart. So they're targeting people who are in the market for a television right now. Oh, come to Walmart. We have this big screen TV, and then we have this one that's not as big for a few less dollars, right? So your site can have all sorts of stuff, but your marketing should be niched. You should be targeting 1 or 2 areas of focus, and you build out a page for that one product. And then all of your social media should be built out to focus traffic to that one page, that one product, or those two products. Make sense? It says, I read yesterday that lithium is a good metal to invest in. What do you think about that? I think any precious metal that is called a real asset, if you got money to invest in real assets, as long as you're dealing with comparable people to get those investments taken care of for you, anytime you invest in real assets, I think that's good. However, it goes back to my other point. What is your cash flow like? See, it goes back to my other point. Lithium, an investment in real assets, for the most part, are what's called equity assets. That means your money is going to be tied up, even though it's going to be appreciating in value over time. Can you afford to put money somewhere and have it tied up long term? Or can you take that same money today, instead of investing in that, can you invest in your business where it's going to bring more cash flow immediately or within the next week or the next day? So I could take $1,000 and invest in lithium, but that's going to tie up my $1,000. I can take the same $1,000 and invest in some advertising, and that's going to bring me more customers like today, tomorrow, next week, which is going to bring me more cash flow, right? So if your cash flow isn't where you want it to be, this is just me. I can't tell you what to do. I'm not a licensed financial advisor or planner. I'm coached by a couple guys who are close to being billionaires collectively. And they say, Cortez, your focus is on cash flow. If you guys follow Grant Cardone, he's another one. Your focus is on cash flow. He said, early on in my career, I focused on jobs, I focused on business, I focused my hustle around getting my hands on as much cash flow as possible. And I think that should be the focus. I think that should be the focus. We aren't investment experts. No, we don't give investment advice. One thing that helps, I've learned, is investing in companies that are still in pre-IPO, like Black Mama Vodka. Yeah, Black Mama Tea and Cafe. It says, what do you think? Thank you for breaking down the 5 Ps. It makes more sense now. All right, cool. Who is that? Wakita. All right, cool. Good deal. It says, you have taken your business to another level as far as coaching and your academy. Can you be successful in your business and not have to take to the level that you have? Absolutely. So because the way I build, my business is grown because I wanted to create a very public persona, right? But you don't have to create a public persona to have your business explode. At Game Changer, we had another Infinity, Andre Stinson, very, very, very low key gentleman, not in front of videos and all that kind of stuff, using social media, but very low key, uses it to peek and pass people. He gets them on the phone and he closes them. So very low key, but he is an Infinity, top level of our particular company. So no, you do not have to explode your business. And there's a lot of people who have businesses 10 times bigger than mine with a very low key operation. My goal is media. That is one of the pillars I'm going to build my $1 billion empire on. So all of this stuff that you see me doing is me getting better and learning about media and creating content. But you do not have to do that. You do not have to do that to explode your business. Appreciate that good compliment, though. Me and your sister is supposed to meet up, AB. All right, cool. Well, what's up, AB? It says, can a person who is not American buy stocks in America? I am Ugandan and live in Africa, but my bankers are in the US. Absolutely. You can create a brokerage account from anywhere in the world, and those brokerage accounts can buy investments for the most part anywhere in the world. Anywhere in the world. Yeah, if you have a brokerage account, most cases, those brokers can buy investments anywhere in the world. So appreciate that from Africa, and Uganda is in the building, messing around with the Black Wealth Movement, man. So appreciate that. Says, how do I get more customers to my site? I think we kind of answered that, Steve, breaking it down. And then if you want that course, let me know. 10 video courses. SEO, brand building basics, how to win with Facebook ads, my video marketing course, how to build your Weebly websites. You might get some insight from that, even though you already have a website up. You might get some insight on how I use blogging to drive traffic to a lot of my offers and things of that nature. SEO, sales funnel playbook, I think is in that bundle. How to create lead magnets and how to do email marketing. $47, man. So let me know if you're interested in that. I'll get that over to you. I'll get you the link to that today. Let's see. Thanks. Cool. Okay, thanks. Right. Black Mama Tea and Cafe. Yes. WeFunder.com/Black Mama. Yep, got it. That's a good word. Let's do it. I am not niched yet. You got to niche down. LaShawn Swinney says, how is Bitcoin? Bitcoin, again, that's an equity asset for the most part. Even though there's trading, there's the ability to spend your resources. The goal with Bitcoin is to allow your money to grow and acquire as much Bitcoin as you can. Again, if your cash flow is right, and you've got $1,000 to put to the side and let grow over time, and it's going to fluctuate, go up and down, great. If your cash flow ain't right, I think everybody should be focusing on cash flow, right? Minimizing your expenses, minimizing your debt, and getting as much disposable cash flow in every month. If you're at a place where you got $1,500 of disposable cash every month, and you want to put $500 a month into Bitcoin, that's great, because that's money that you're not counting on. A lot of people are trying to put their mortgage money into Bitcoin and they want it to explode so they can be rich. That's not how the game works, man. So I just want to get you in the building. They are banking on the fact that most are not going to come into a store and buy just one thing. Absolutely. You are absolutely right. All right. It says you got to improve your cash flow before you can pursue other things comfortably. Yep, I agree. Very true. That's why Walmart has the Action Alley, alley with all the sales items on display to help entice you to buy things. Great to know about the broker's account. Yep. Steve said he's interested. So I will get you. Roxanne, I'm assuming you're interested in the course, the $47 bundle. I call it the Online Marketers Video and Ebook Library. So I will inbox you guys the link to that directly so that you can grab that. It says, are you involved with trading on the Forex markets? Again, not trading right now. All of my investment money is going into my private equity business. Nothing wrong with trading on the Forex market, right? But all of my money is going into my private equity business. I want you guys to look at something, man. I don't have my worksheet. I should go and grab it for you guys. But over this weekend, we learned about infinite returns, right? Now, there's no doubt in my mind you can get good returns trading in the Forex market. But let me give you an example. Bob Johnson took $15,000 and he turned it into $3 billion in less than 30 years. What is the percent return on that investment? 15,000 into 3 billion. What is the percent return on that? What is the most return you're going to get on Bitcoin? What is the most return you're going to get on Forex? What is the largest return you're going to get on paper assets? What is the largest return you're going to get on gold or precious metals? I guarantee you it's not going to be a 500,000% return, right? I guarantee you it's not going to be a 20,000% monthly return or annual APR annual return. So investing in your private equity business allows you to get infinite return. So I'll give you another example. I pay $50 a month to run my business, right? So that is $600 per year, right? I can literally every month, I put about 20 people in my business, right? I'm paid every time I do that $35 per person. So about $700 per month. That's just in upfront bonuses, right? So if I pay $50 in a month to make $700, what is the percentage of return on that? And can you get that same return with Bitcoin, some of these other investments? Now, here's the other thing about what we understand because of the way we're taught and we're mentored in the Black Wealth Movement. We use a formula, which is really the only wealth building formula on the planet, which is called cash, asset, cash. Bob Johnson took some cash. He bought a cable network, created BET, turned it into a $3 billion empire. A $3 billion empire, right? We can't even calculate, well, we can. I don't have the formula in front of me. We can't calculate the return on that, right? But it's in the hundreds of thousands percentage points in return on that investment. Then he sold it. His portion of that sale, I think, came out to be a little over $1 billion. So he took some cash. He didn't buy an asset. He built an asset called BET. He then sold that asset because it brought him more cash. And then what he do with that asset, that other asset or that other cash, he literally went out and bought 100 Marriotts. So he took some cash. He built an asset called BET. He sold it for cash. Then he took that cash and went and bought an asset called 100 Marriott hotels that are bringing him more cash. So you understand why we say cash flow is important. Building the asset first is important, because when that asset is built and it's kicking out cash, then you can take that cash and go and buy assets. That makes sense? Is everybody following? Everybody tracking? So I know we're all learning about building wealth. We're all learning about investments and all these different opportunities. But you got to understand where the best potential for gain actually is. It's an investment in yourself and an investment in your private equity business. So I got time for 1 or 2 questions if anybody else got any. But that's kind of how I'm being taught and mentored. So that's the path that I'm on. That's the path that I'm going down. Hey, all of my money is going into my private equity businesses to scale that up. And then once this business kicks out the amount that I wanted to, then I'm going to go and start buying assets. But the first thing I'm going to do is build an asset. And in order to build the asset, you have to build you. Some of you guys are saying, Cortez, you seem to be pretty astute when it comes to business philosophies and strategies and all that kind of stuff. Absolutely. But this didn't happen. I wasn't born this way. I spent a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of effort into building me. And now the person that I built is able to build successful businesses. So that's the name of the game. Nate says makes sense. All right, guys. So I've got to go and prepare for Hustle and Love. Super excited to be working with my wife and introducing my wife to you guys. So let's increase cash flow. Yep. build an asset, and then you can later take the cash flow from cash, asset, cash, and then you can start buying assets, right? So that's the name of the game, man. And for those of you who are interested in the Online Marketers video and ebook library, I'm going to really make sure I get you that link as soon as we're done. But remember, the Generational Wealth Building Conference is coming up April 6th through the 8th. You don't want to miss it. You can get your tickets. Black History Month special, $99 for your weekend pass. There's also passes available for each individual event. The Youth Wealth Workshop is going to be killer. They're going to be teaching our kids how to invest in real estate as young people, man. It's going to be phenomenal. There is a women empowerment event. We have a young lady coming in who went from welfare to 7 figures. Ladies, you might want to be in attendance for that event. Those tickets start at $20 and up. So if you only want to attend that portion of the event, you can absolutely do that. Friday night, we're kicking it off with the Generational Wealth Meet and Mingle, poetry, sultry music, dialogue, that's where a lot of the partnerships are going to be formed right there. $99. Wealth.joincorteznow.com. Again, wealth.joincorteznow.com. So that's it for me. I am, again, your main man, H. Cortez, the one and only financial health mentor to the Black community, everybody's favorite fatherpreneur. Until I talk to you next week, I want you to get your money up because you absolutely can do it. But more importantly, you deserve to do it, each and every one of you. Peace out, people.